Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title, I'll be doing another wrestling thoughts and review video. Tonight I'll be doing my thoughts and review on WrestleMania Saturday. It was the first night of this year's WrestleMania. Now, I did my prediction and preview of this year's WrestleMania for both nights last week, but with me going to my trip, I didn't watch WrestleMania um like when it originally went live. Yeah, I just finished doing night one, and yeah, I will be and then yeah, I will be watching. I'm gonna start watching night two tomorrow morning, um and then I will. I don't know if I'm gonna finish watching it tomorrow night after I get back from work, or if I'm gonna finish watching it Tuesday since that's my usual day off. But but yeah, but yeah, but yeah, that I'm trying to figure out. But yeah, I've just finished watching night one, and then overall, I thought night one was pretty good. I thought night one was pretty good. It had a good start, and then the middle was mid. It was mid. Nothing bad. It didn't have any bad matches in general, but the the middle was mid, and it didn't start picking up until until later on, especially the last two matches. Um, but but yeah, overall I thought it was pretty good. I definitely enjoyed 9-1 so far. Um, and yeah, I'm excited at what night two is gonna give. But yeah, y'all know how I do in my reviews. I go through each match that it went in the order of the show, and then I will and then I will and then when I talk about those matches, I will talk about like my thoughts about the match overall, any spots that were memorable, early spots, yeah, any like any memorable spots, especially if I remember them, um, and I talk about like the ending of the match. So yeah, I don't have any other thoughts. So without further ado, let's get to the video. So WrestleMania first started off with the World Heavyweight Championship match, Jey Uso versus Gunther. I thought this was a good match. I thought that it was pretty good. I thought that it was a pretty good match to start WrestleMania. Gunther, he's just so stiff. It's like whenever he hits his opponent, especially with them chops, you just can't help but wince. Be like, ooh, ooh. But to be honest, Jay wasn't being stiff himself too. He was like he. The one thing Gunther will do is like he will like he will make his opponent want to give it fully back. Like I'm gonna give you what the fuck you looking for. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed the match. I was kind of I didn't expect both Jay and Gunther to hit both of their finishers fairly early in the match. I was kind of like, oh, um, but yeah, I definitely enjoyed the match. I didn't feel like it dragged. And yeah, like I said, I thought it was a good way to start the show. Um, I liked the the potential like false pin of like go to you using the belt onto Jay. Um, and then of course like when Gunther had like his submission, um, like his sleeper submission onto Jay, and then yeah, Jay starting to fight back. Was giving Gunther the business. He was giving Gunther what the fuck he was looking for. Um, and yeah, he hit Gunther with like I think like the third spear of the match, and then three back to back um splashes, which was like the fourth splash of, and after he had like the fourth splash in total of the whole match. He wasn't done yet. He 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 was hitting Gunther with some of his own moves too. Before he did the Arsenal spears and splashes, he German suplexed Gunther, and then he powerbombed Gunther, and after he did those spears and splashes, in the end, he made Gunther tap out to his own submission move. That gagged me. That gagged me. Because I figured that Jay was going to win. I was confident that they was going to have Jay win the belt. Because it wouldn't have made sense for them to have him win the Royal Rumble. Just for him to lose this match at WrestleMania. So, but yeah, I did not expect them to have Jay make Gunther tap out to his own move. That I was shocked on. That I was like, because we don't be seeing Gunther tap. We don't see being I think there was only one time we seen Gunther like officially tap in a match, and that was against Dragunov, and it was with that same move too. It was with Gunther's own submission move. So yeah, Jay made Gunther tap out, and yeah, Jay Uso is a new World Heavyweight Champion, and he was celebrating, with his brother, and yeah, and yeah, like I said, it was a pretty good start for WrestleMania. So yeah. Now let's go ahead and move on to the next match, which was for the World Tag Team Championships, the New Day versus the War Raiders. Overall, it was a solid tag match. It was a solid tag match. The New Day wasted a little time of throwing hands. But yeah, overall, it was a solid tag match. It was, I did enjoy it. It was solid. Nothing too special about it. If I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, it was a nice like little back and forth between the two teams. And then as they continue on back and forth in the end, Kofi and Xavier Woods hit that finisher onto, was it Eric? I think it was onto Eric. And then after that, Xavier was pinned Eric with the help of Kofi, because Kofi was holding onto one of Eric's ankles. So yeah, he was helping Woods with the pin. So and then yeah, the New Day became the new World Tag Team Championships. This I'm excited about because it's been a long while since last time we saw New Day with some championship gold, championship gold, and it should be interesting on how this reign will be, considering that they're back as being heels, and like I mentioned before, this heel characters of the New Day is much different compared to the heel characters that they originally were before. So yeah, again, it was a solid tag match, and yeah, the next match after was the Jade Cargill Naomi match. This is no shade. It's like, it wasn't a bad match at all. Like, there were like a couple of like spots of like Jade's strength that got a reaction. I mean, got me a little hyped, but it was one of those matches where I felt like the build was better than the match. Like, I just feel like this match was missing like a little bit of oomph. It was missing a little bit of oomph. It was not as intense as I thought it was going to be. I feel like it would have helped with the intensity and added more oomph to it if it was like a stipulation match, like if it was a street fight, like how the Drew and Damian Priest match was like in night 2, or like a no holds barred match, or like just anything like no DQ, just so that again it would add more oomph to the match. I just kind of felt like it was lacking in the intensity a little bit, but it still has some it still has some great spots, like the face buster from the apron to the floor by Naomi onto Jade. That looked nasty. Just also another thing. I'm glad it was not a squash match. I'm glad that Naomi, did her thing onto Jade, up to the end, which I'll talk about. And then of course the power moves that I mentioned from Jade, like what she caught Naomi, and then did kind of did like Goldberg's like jackhammer, like had her in a suplex position, and then basically did Goldberg's jackhammer. That was cool. But yeah, the overall the match was okay. And then the end of the match was when Jade, again displaying her power, and which was the other power spot that got a reaction out of me was when she had um, Naomi up in like the electric chair position, and then spin her and then turn into to set up power bomb. It wasn't the prettiest, but still very effective, and it still got a reaction because I was like, oh damn. I was like, oh god damn. And then after that, she hit Naomi with Jaded, excuse me, and then got the 1, 2, 3, and Jade got the win. Now, was I surprised that Jade won? No. Did I prefer what I would have preferred Naomi to win? Yes. To be honest, it wouldn't have hurt. It wouldn't really have hurt Jade to have taken the loss against Naomi, and that's no shade. Um, I just feel like they could have given Naomi the win. I don't know why they didn't give her the win. I would prefer Naomi to get the win, but yeah. But I'm not mad that Jade won, especially since I wasn't really surprised that she won. Um, but I highly doubt this is over. I highly doubt that this is over between the two. I I'll be surprised if this feud does not continue between them two. I would actually be surprised because I'm sorry, it should end in a stipulation match. It should end like in a no holds barred street fight, no DQ, last woman standing. It should end in some sort of a stipulation like match that involves no disqualifications and no counts, so that they can really get into it, so that they can really get down to business. But yeah, like I said, overall it was an okay match. Again, the build was much better than the match itself, and that's no shade. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next match, which was Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight for the U.S. Championship. This was a solid match. This was a solid match. Both men was over. Both men are so over with the crowd. Like eventually in the match, they were both chanting, like they were chanting for both LA Knight and Jacob Fatu. But like I said, it was a solid match. It was a nice like back and forth between the two, and then yeah, it was nothing. Well, I was about to say there wasn't really anything. There wasn't anything memorable, but I lied. Jacob Fatu's high flying moves always be something because I love his movesault, and then his swanton is beautiful too. Like it's crazy how talented this man is, and this match ended by Jacob Fatu hitting Elena with 3 like running hip attacks to the corner, and then he hit his springboard moonsault. Did he do it more than once? Yeah, he did. He hit his springboard moonsault twice, and then after the second time, he ended up hitting LA Knight, and Jacob Fatu is the new U.S. champion. Now I knew Jacob Fatu was going to win the U.S. championship. And to be honest, this loss didn't really hurt LA Knight, if I'm gonna be honest. I'm happy for Jacob Fatu, and I'm excited to how his reign's gonna be like. I'm excited to see what kind of feuds he's gonna be in, and what the matches will be given. Like, I do have a feeling that Jacob Fatu will have a good reign, like a really good reign, and I feel like he will be a very good U.S. champion if he's continued on getting booked correctly, which I'm gonna have faith in Triple H that he is. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next match. Um, which was the El Grande Americano versus Rey Fenix. He was originally supposed to fight Rey Mysterio, but Rey Mysterio, I guess he got injured on SmackDown and he wasn't medically cleared yet. So, yeah, Rey Fenix took his place. First, let me talk about the interest of El Grande Americano. It's that entrance is like this whole storyline, so campy and so stupid, but it's also funny. Like I just can't. It's like I just can't help but just laugh at it because it's just like what, because it's just like what the fuck. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was sleeping on this match initially, because I mean I did say like with how it was gonna be, which was gonna be him versus Rey Mysterio. I figured it was gonna be a good match. But yeah, but I was intrigued on how it was gonna be like with him and Rey Fenix. And I'm not gonna, I was low key sleeping on this match. I did not expect to be as entertained as I was with that match, cause listen, that action was given. I actually was very entertained by that match. I mean, of course, I knew Ray Phoenix can go, and El Grande Americano. Well, aka Chad Gable. I know that Chad Gable can go as well. I don't know why I was sleeping on it so much. Probably because of the storyline. I don't know. But I'm not gonna lie. It low key slapped. Like that was a sleeper hit. If I'm gonna be honest. Like it was a fun match. Yeah. At the end of the match, Chad Gable, El Grande Americano, he had the metal plate. He got it from his gear and then put it in his mask on his forehead, and then he eventually, used it as a weapon. Because he eventually headbutted Rey Fenix while Rey Fenix was about to do like a springboard move onto him, and then yeah, knocked him the fuck out. Um, then El Grande Americano did a headbutt from the ropes, and they got the 1, 2, 3, and they got the win. I'm not surprised. I'm not. I just. I'm not gonna lie. I was actually surprised to give El Grande Americano the win, especially considering that it was Rey Fenix's debut. I was actually kind of surprised. I thought that it was gonna have Rey Fenix get the win. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, El Grande Americano got the win, and to be honest, I'm not mad at it. To be honest, that means that this storyline is gonna continue. And like I said, this storyline is so stupid that it's entertaining on how stupid it is because it's so funny, it's so campy, and it's just like like it's just funny. But like I said, it was a sleeper hit. I did not it low key slapped. I that match it didn't very much entertain me, and I was not expecting that. But yeah, let's go ahead and go on to the second to last match of WrestleMania Night 1, which and it was for the WWE Women's Championship. It's crazy that they had both championship matches involving the Royal Rumble winners be on the same night. But the champion Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. I absolutely enjoyed this match. I enjoyed this match so much, and I loved that it wasn't all the way a pretty match. Like they was beating the fuck out of each other. Like, and you can tell that they were like actually going in on each other, because you see the bruise on Tiffany's forehead, and then it seemed like her chip was too. So yeah, both of them was beating the fuck out of each other, and to be honest, I lived for it. Like I love that it wasn't like all the way like a pretty match, like they was throwing blows, like they was just more focused on beating the hell from Brimstone out of each other, and like I said, I lived for it. I was very entertained. But I'm not surprised. I figured I was gonna be entertained, and I figured I was gonna enjoy the match. especially with the ending. Oh, I'm so glad for the ending. But yeah, Tiffany um ended up taking Charlotte down after them beating the Hellfire again, after them beating Hellfire and Brimstone out of each other for quite some time. Tiffany eventually got the best of Charlotte and took her down. She hit the Alabama Slam on her, and Charlotte's child whiplash to the corner. I was like, "Ooh, god damn!" And then, and then, and then she slammed Charlotte down, and then she hit, and then she was finally able to hit the prettiest moonsault because she tried multiple times. Charlotte either moved out of the way or she got the knees up, but Tiffany was finally able to hit it, and she got the 1, 2, 3. She pinned Charlotte, and she retained the belt. Now I'm not gonna lie, I'm so happy that Tiffany beat Charlotte and got her WrestleMania moment. I'm so happy for Tiffany because I'm pretty sure I said it in my prediction video. I think I said that in my prediction video that I feel like even though it would have been nice that they had Tiffany win, I felt like Charlotte was gonna win. They was gonna give Charlotte the win. I'm glad that was not the case. I'm glad Tiffany got the win and she retained the belt and that she's still champion. Cool, but I kind of want them to have Charlotte, be away from the championship, for a little bit. Do like some other storylines. But yeah, I'll let Charlotte go and take another break. But like I said, I definitely enjoyed the match. And congrats to Tiffany for retaining the belt against Charlotte. You definitely deserved it. And then now it's time for the main event, and it was the triple threat match: Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns versus CM Punk with Paul Heyman in his corner. This match was match of the night. It was match of the night. To be honest, it was between the triple threat match and the Charlotte and Tiffany match. But in my opinion, the triple threat match was match of the night. There was a reason why it was the main event. Because these three men did the same thing that Charlotte and Tiffany did to each other. They beat the hellfire and brimstone out of each other. And storytelling was great. I love the storytelling. And then, they was just going at it. They were going at it at ringside, through the crowd, in the ring. Roman put Seth through the special announce table, and he put Punk through the other announce table. It's like, goddamn. But that ending gagged me. That ending gagged me, left me shook, jaw dropped. This ending, Paul Heyman, and this was after Roman hit Punk with. Here's what happened. Seth got hit with the GTS. Punk hit Rollins with the GTS. Then Roman hit Punk with the spear. And then all of a sudden Rollins instantly, bam, curb stomped Roman. And not both, and all three men went down. And then what happened next? Paul Heyman grabbed the chair and then gave the steel chair to Punk. And as soon as Punk was ready to use it and wear Roman out with that steel chair, Paul Heyman straight up did a full on uppercut he full on did a straight up uppercut, a low blow onto CM Punk. Uppercut this man's genitals. Uppercut CM Punk's crotch, just bam. I gagged. I was like, and they gave the steel chair to Roman, and Roman wore CM Punk out with that chair, and then Paul Heyman was bringing it to Roman's attention that Seth was getting up, and And how convenient the way Seth was getting up, it was giving reminiscent of how Seth betrayed the Shield in the first place, and when he hit Roman in the back, with that, with the steel chair. But, but, but here's the thing: the twist, the twist didn't stop there. As Roman was ready to hit Seth Rollins with the hardest steel chair you could probably ever imagine, Paul Heyman went ahead and straight up uppercut and added a little twist to Roman's genitals. He did a prolonged low blow to Roman. Like I said, he uppercut and added a little twist to it. Like, when I tell you I was gagged when he hit Roman with the low blow, I shook. And then he gave Seth Rollins the steel chair, and Rollins, and then Rollins went ahead and hit Roman Reigns hard as fuck in the back with that steel chair, and then hit him with the curb stomp, and then Rollins got the pin. Rollins won. When I tell you, I was also shook that Rollins won because I was not expecting Seth Rollins to win. I was expecting either Roman or Punk, most likely Punk, because it was the first time he was finally able to main event WrestleMania. So I felt like that they was gonna have Punk win. So I was shook when Rollins won, and the way he won too. So yeah, that match was match of the night. Like, it definitely fully picked up in the last two matches, in my opinion. It did pick up a little bit in the Jacob Fatu LA Knight match, and then continue to pick up a little bit more in the El Grande Americano and the Rey Fenix match, but I feel like it definitely picked up fully more on the Tiffany Stratton Charlotte match, and then most definitely with the main event. But yeah, but yeah, again, I thought night one was pretty good. Again, no bad matches. It was just definitely like a few mid matches. But yeah, like I said, I'm excited for night two, and yeah, that'll be the end of this video. Comment down below your thoughts of night one of WrestleMania night one. Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? And then yeah, don't spoil me about night two, because like I said, I'm gonna at least start watching it tomorrow morning when I'm drinking my coffee and I'm getting ready for work. And then yeah, depending on how I'm feeling after work, I will either finish, or at least attempt on finish watching it tomorrow night, or I'll finish watching it on Tuesday. But yeah, but yeah, just know that I will be doing my night two review soon. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on night one, and what was your favorite match of night one. And don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on that notification bell, and I'll see you next time. Bye.